Netflix is going to buy Warner Brothers, or they wanted to buy Warner Brothers. So again, I was a little bit looking for all the details. So just to put it into the correct light, and I hope I don't make a mistake, but if I do, please don't hesitate to correct me. So Warner Brothers were up for sale. Netflix offered to buy them for a crazy amount. I think it was something like 82.7 billion. Bah, just saying it hurts my mind. And then Paramount came out with a counter offer. And the information that we've got, so from the Business Insider I could find, Netflix and Paramount fight over Warner Brothers Discovery, okay? Just to give you an idea, if Netflix would buy them, they would buy a lot of IPs, and I do have the list of the IPs I'm going to show you, where most people are really unhappy about it. One of the aspects is you are basically starting to see again more monopolizing of the streaming services and also of the companies that are on the big screen, let's say in theaters. And we are seeing like this increased monopolization. I don't even know if that's a correct word in English, to be honest. But no matter if they're going to be bought out by Netflix or by Paramount, it's kind of scary because you are limiting the options for people to just switch to something else. Let me put it that way. So if I have a company that's creating TV series or movies or games, because part of this offer for Warner Bros. That they also have a gaming division. So the point is that it is related to gaming because the gaming division is also part of the sale. Now imagine that it narrows down the options for the, and I call it now the nasty way, consumers, what to choose, what they want to see and what they want to play. And if you get less and less companies, or fewer and fewer, to put it correctly, because one is buying the other ones, and there's fewer and fewer of those who are offering you a variety in what they are producing, you will end up with just a few of them, and you know exactly what to expect, what kind of movies they make, what kind of games they make. You will not see or hardly see anything else because they have their own way of doing certain things. Especially with Netflix, yes, they did have way back when also good stuff, but lately the only thing when somebody says Netflix, what I'm thinking about is the really awful Witcher series and how they butchered it. They did butcher a couple of other adaptations as well, whether it was book adaptations or game adaptations. And imagine now when they would buy a lot of other IPs and the rights to those IPs. So of course they would want to create something new for these IPs, like make new movies and new games. You have probably a good idea of how butchered and how bad it's going to be. I really don't have much trust into Netflix. Still a bit more than Disney, to put it that way, but not that much. So the fact that they want to buy didn't really make me that happy. Now, Paramount went hostile last week with a $108 billion offer. And the Warner Brothers board on Wednesday recommended that shareholders reject that hostile offer. And what happened was that Netflix basically offered to Warner Brothers to buy them for this money, and they offered it to the company as such. What Paramount did is they went for the shareholders of Warner Brothers, and they offered that money to the shareholders who might be more interested in getting better money for their shares than what Netflix is offering. Now, Warner Brothers as such would rather go ahead with the Netflix bid, even if it's less. So it's a good question how this is going to end up. The point is, though, it still would have to pass. I think there are some regulatory requirements. It will have to pass those regulatory requirements. And either way, it will be again something that's like monopolizing a huge portion of movies and gaming. So I'm not sure if this is even going through. That's one of the things that definitely made me think about it, like what's going to happen here. The other one that people maybe are not aware of, and that is something that was posted by Bellular News, whom I follow and whom I watch not here on this channel but privately. The reactions here when he was talking about the offer from Netflix were not so great, and many people have good comments here, I have to say. I really like this one, like Netflix crying because we shared our accounts with a few friends or family, and then dropping 72 billion on a game company. So that was in terms of their offer for Warner Brothers. What I find rather spectacular, and he mentioned it in his vid and I didn't know about it, and I was really surprised, and that is one thing. You remember EA and who bought EA? It's the Saudis. Yeah, and it's the what is public investment fund it's called, on it's in short it's PIF. When they bought EA, or when it was known that they are buying EA, Brazil's antitrust regulator requested the consortium to disclose what would be the breakdown of the ownership. So that's now in relation to EA, but we'll come back to Warner Brothers. And as you can see, the Saudis, so the public investment fund, would own 93.4% of EA. So Silver Lake and Affinity would be only 5.5 and 1.1% respectively. So that means the Saudis own almost absolutely everything. Now, how are they related to Warner Brothers and to the offers that are going on? Well, we talked about Paramount now, and Bellular News has posted this. Paramount launches hostile takeover bid for 108 billion, which we talked about. Who is behind it, actually? It's Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison, David Ellison's father, and Redbird Capital Partners, which are funding one portion. But the Saudi Arabia, Qatar and Abu Dhabi, as well as Affinity Partners, the investment company formed by Jared Kushner, are the majority of the people who are actually behind this bid. It's the same people who are buying EA now. So those people are behind the offer from Paramount's side. You have an idea now what kind of monopolization that would be, actually, if they would manage to buy also Warner Brothers with all their IPs. Let me just show you something more. List of IPs which are now on offer together. And if you look at the IPs, it's the DC universe. It's Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts series, the whole franchise. It's Game of Thrones, Sopranos, Westworld. That's from like the key franchises. If you scroll a little bit down, it's The Matrix, it's Mad Max, it's Lord of the Rings. Yes, film rights, but still Lord of the Rings. Dune. I can't even continue to read because it's basically everything you knew in the past as great movies and great games and great everything, and this would now fall into the hands of either Netflix or the Saudis. So for me, this was quite the revelation. So the Saudis are already behind 93.4% of EA, and if the bid would go not to, like if the sale would not go to Netflix but to Paramount, They are behind it as well. So, wow. So for me, it was quite the revelation. Let me go back to your chat. And John is saying, we don't need Netflix games. That's exactly what my first thought was. Yeah, Black Reaper is saying, will Trump allow it though? That's the question. Like, either way, it will have to go through, some regulatory scrutiny. And the question is if either one of those will be allowed to buy the Warner Brothers in the end. That's why I'm looking at it like, okay, let's wait and see what's going to happen, because this is very questionable regardless of whether it's one side or the other. I mean, they can offer as much money as they want to, but if this will not go through, then from the regulatory perspective and it will not be allowed, then yeah. Although I have to say, look, lobbying is a very powerful part of America's politics. And I believe that this will in the end depend also as well on how much the lobbyists are going to, be pro or contra, to put it that way. He wants it to go to Paramount. Of course he wants to, because I think his son is having his hands in one of those companies that are behind Paramount, right? So yeah, but maybe they would actually do something with those IPs, unlike Warner Brothers. That's a double-edged sword, to be honest. I would love to see something new done in those IPs, but not in the current situation, to be honest. Like, if you look at what's Netflix doing with some of the established IPs, that has been great so far, and they have now, let's say, created new series or movies in those established franchises. Yeah, it wasn't so great. It wasn't as bad as Disney. I'm not going to comment on Disney, but it wasn't so great. So I'm not sure if saying that at least they are going to do something is such a good and positive thing, to be honest. For me, it's not really. At least not until, let's say, the dust settles a little bit from the current events, what's going on, where we see big failures, whether it's in TV or in gaming, that do have certain themes and topics that the people are already fed up with. Unless they don't stop doing certain things and they just continue creating entertainment. I cannot even call it without entertainment. Unless they stop doing it and unless they stop creating entertainment that is full of nonsense that people don't want to see, I'm not sure if it's going to be good. I would prefer rather not to see something new done than see something modernized, if you get my point. So yeah, I would love to see something, but not now, not in this current situation. I would prefer if they would just keep it as it is for now, and maybe in 10 years when the dust has settled and we have normal things back again, then yeah, but I don't see it positively, to be honest. Not positive in this sense, yeah. That is a list of a lot of IPs that are up for sale, and I don't know what's going to happen, but yeah, Game of Thrones, those were awesome. Not talking about the last 2 seasons, but those were awesome in terms of HBO created them in a certain way, was not afraid of showing certain things, was not afraid to talk about certain things, didn't really give a damn if they are offending someone or not, and I really appreciated the way how they did it. Now, if the IP falls to somebody like Netflix, I don't see it as positively, and that's the same with a lot of the other IPs. So yeah,